welcome again, pilots, to another breakdown video. Previous video I saw did so well that Hardlight Productions were even nice enough to add my ship breakdown videos playlist to one of their favorited playlists. That made me super stoked. Actually been chatting to old Ian Baker, who's actually their social media guy, so I'm actually going to link both of them below. Please check out their channels, please go give them a sub and a like, very much appreciated. So let's get into the next video, guys. Two more ships from the Freespace 1 era, the GTB Medusa and the GTF Hercules. Let's get it on. Another fine product from the Han Ronald Corporation, named after the Gorgon of the exact same name, who paralyzes their foes in fear like a stone curse. The Medusa bomber became the GTA's first proper bomber capable of using larger bombs like the tsunami bomb, and became their first true anti-capital ship weapon against the Shivans in the first Shivan incursion. The Medusa quickly became the GTA's standard attack bomber for all capital ship targets throughout the Great War, all the way into the second Shivan incursion. From originally being able to carry the tsunami bomb and eventually becoming the first bomber to carry the newer and more powerful Cyclops bomb, coupled with 3 secondary banks of a very decent size, and this also became the staple bomber for any pilot's bomber career. While only having a single bank of guns, this bomber is equipped with a defensive turret that originally in Freespace 1 used the Avenger cannon, and in Freespace 2 utilized the Prometheus R. Although this bomber does lose some of its ability to dogfight effectively like the Athena, these bombers will obviously need an escort of fighters to protect them though. Personally, probably one of my most favorite bombers in the game though. And the thing is, if you were a decent enough pilot though, you could easily go after enemy fighters though. But where this thing excelled, it excelled at taking out enemy cruisers and destroyers. And of course, when this bomber showed up on the field, you knew shit was about to go down. When flying a bomber like this, the important thing to remember, to deliver your payload, get in as close as you can, fire onto the enemy with your Cyclops or tsunami bombs, damage the enemy ship, fly away as fast as you can, then come back for your next payload. The important thing is with this is that you've got to make sure you've got fighter cover though, because if you get into a problem with these things and enemy fighters are swarming you, you're not going to last very long. Always remember that. Another important product from the Han Ronald Corp, the GTF Hercules Heavy Assault Fighter, was the fighter to win the Great War and even go on to the second Shivan incursion. Hercules, the son of Zeus, a symbol of strength and action, who was an esteemed and powerful warrior, who is said that he made the world safe for mankind. And those words couldn't be more true for this heavy assault fighter. Nicknamed by pilots the Big Mama, this fighter was introduced during a pivotal point of the Great War and became the mainstay of the Terran fleet during the Great War. This ship was so successful that even the rebellious Neo-Terran front used these ships in exceptionally large numbers during the beginning of Freespace 2. This ship will eventually go on to be replaced by the Hercules Mark II, having better maneuverability, larger secondary payload, but at the expense of only having 4 gun points instead of 6 like the Mark I, while having the agility of a potato at a very slow 50 meters per second. But in exchange, this fighter had the same armor of the Athena, but much better shielding. Pilots who have flown these for fighters love the heavy armor and firepower, and have learned to compensate for its low speed and maneuverability, and can do serious damage to any enemy they see. When flying this in Freespace 1, you have a seriously large choice of weapons and missiles to choose from, as this fighter can use just about everything except for bomber-specific secondaries. Having 6 guns made this a really scary fighter, and all that power to bear against the Shivans. They don't last long, unfortunately, because they have not got the armor to hold themselves up against a fighter like this. Unfortunately, as amazing as this fighter is, the biggest problem with it is its shape. While having good offensive and defensive specs, the shape of the fighter made it exceptionally easy to be shot down by enemies, as the engine area was larger than the rest of the fighter. It was basically a cockpit strapped to engines and weapons. But you know what? It didn't really bother me. because I really do love this fighter and I can use it to its max, even in Freespace too. And you know what? Put this thing with quad cases and dual maxims, this thing became a serious threat, and it could actually do just about any job in that sense. Although the Mark II may have been the successor to this ship, I still believe the GTF Ares is a far better replacement for this, as it improves on everything without losing anything in that sense. So in conclusion, this was a fantastic ship, and it went on to do many great things, and it had a seriously long service life. Even after the wars, you would probably still see this fighter flying for many civilian companies, maybe even some mercenary companies. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. I really have a lot of fun making these, so please remember to like and subscribe, and please share it with all your friends. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.